Hello, everyone. I am ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw a European bison, a relatively common modern wild bovid. This animal looks distinctive and is more robust than domesticated cattle or buffalo. It is featured by the distribution of hair on its body, that is, the hair on its front half is very thick, forming a large triangular shawl, and the back half is covered by very sparse hair, and some parts with skin visible. There is a thicker tuft of hair on its forehead. It has 2 short horns. These are its basic traits. When drawing, we should understand some typical structures of cows. When drawing a cow, if you want to draw its entire body more realistically, the key point is to draw its shoulders very tall because the bones here are very high, forming a sail-like appearance with many muscles attached on both sides. Its limbs need to be drawn thin, but more stout than those of horses, which is tricky to capture. Now, let's get started. The European bison is an animal with lush hair. Let's use dotted lines to draft first. Because numerous hairs are on its body, its outline is made of hairs, not a continuous line. To present the hair texture, we should try to use dotted lines when drafting. First, determine the rough positions. We put its tail on the left, and the head is about here with a size about this big. Like an upright rectangle. Its neck starts here. Its back is the highest point, about here, a little farther behind its head. Let's connect the line from the neck to the back. Then, set the height of its pelvis, much lower than its shoulders and almost level to its head. When drawing, positioning and setting the height of the key parts is quite important. Then, use a line to connect the pelvis and the back, and the line can curve down slightly at the loin. Its thigh is almost a triangle, and its top is relatively flat. The knee is about here. Let's use a dotted line to link the knee. The flank of its belly is very round, which will block part of the thigh. When drawing the arc, we should make it biased toward the thigh. Next, well pinpoint the ankle of the calf. The calf is of this length, the ankle is approximately here, and the hooves of the hind limb are here. Well, draw the other leg later. Then, its front legs have hooves about the same height as the rear hooves. The wrist is here. The elbow is about here, which is level with its chest, and the top of its thigh is about here. Use a dotted line to outline the abdomen so that we won't draw the shape incorrectly. The underside of the head is in this position. After setting these points, we can illustrate its detailed look. First, draw its eyes. If we divide the length from the top of its head to its nose into 3 sections, its eyes will be roughly in the upper 1/3 and slightly lower. Its eyes are shaped a bit like human eyes. Then, we draw its nose and then 2 nostrils. Its nose has a shape like this. Then, there's its mouth, followed by the lower jaw, which is pretty short. We fill the eyes dark and leave a highlight. Draw some eyelid structures above and below the eyes. Not far atop the eyes, there are two upward curved horns. Behind the horns stand its furry ears. Only a tiny part of the other ear can be seen because this ear folds backward. A distinctive feature of the European bison is the very long tuft of hair atop its head, which is a bit like human hair. Thick hair also covers its nose. These hairs distribute circularly, and a round shape usually forms a shadow on its lower part when illuminated by the sun, so we can use the hair texture to represent the shadow. This layer of hair on the nose extends upward to above the eyebrows. Leaving only the periphery of its eye's skin. The loop above the eyes is covered with hair. Further down, its face is also hairy, but the hair on its face is much shorter. These short hairs extend around the mouth. The hair on its lower jaw is relatively long, like a beard. This tuft is the longest. Then, the hairs get shorter and shorter as they move upward. And connect to the ears at the top. Then, we move to draw its body hair. Its shoulders possess very thick, long hair. We can use longer lines to draw the edge. Extending almost to the middle of its back. Then, moving toward the shoulder, draw a group of hair to form a triangular shawl. This group of hair extends all the way to its arms. Forming a mass on its forearms. We can draw these hairs with more details. You can imagine them as several spheres. Here, we consider it a large sphere, giving it an edge. Another sphere-like, round structure is here. When the sun shines on it, this part will form a shadow. Let's give it some volume. We can use wavy lines to represent the long hair on the other body parts. Draw a few more layers. Like this, we can use a simple method to describe the thickness of this animal's hair. After finishing the hair on its front half, we draw its arms. This part is its elbow, and the wrist is here. Draw its wrist first, followed by the part equivalent to human palms, and then its hooves. Two hooves can be seen from the front. Then, draw the forelimb on the other side. This arm can be shown by dark shadings. and there are also 2 hooves. Then, draw its back half, which has short hair. The lines can be shorter when drawing. Then, draw its thigh. Stout muscles are attached to the sides of the thighs. Then, draw its knee, calf, and hock, with its toes come last, the hooves. Afterward, draw some structural muscles. At the knee, partial skin connects to the flank of the body. Then, let's use thin lines to outline the belly. Now, we come to its belly. Draw some long hair drooping down on the underside of its belly. You can use dotted lines to sketch some traces of ribs on its flank. Then, draw the other leg. We can cast shading on it. Then, draw the foot and the hooves on the other side. Then, draw its tail with long hair at the end. Next, slightly add more detail. Sketch some hair traces on the lower part of its body. Draw some texture on its horns. And refine the outline of its face. Good. Like this, we finished drawing this European bison.